Hi. Welcome. Thank you for clicking on this link in our wellness letter to access just a little bit of heart opening and mindful movement. For anyone who does not know me, my name is Erica. I teach 6th grade ELA up in FAS. And along with being an English teacher, I'm also a registered yoga teacher. So I'm going to guide you through a fairly short, fairly simple kind of grounding, heart opening flow today. And we are going to start right here in easy seat. All you need is a yoga mat. If you don't have a mat, you could even use a towel or just a nice soft floor space. Maybe a little bit of water, always recommended. Even though we're not going to be too rigorous today, it's good to be hydrated. If you want to put on some tunes for yourself, it's hard to post videos with music without copyright. So if you want to put on some music for yourself, something kind of chill and relaxing would be recommended, but really whatever you like. And we're going to start in easy seat. So just find a cross leg position. Doesn't matter which leg is in front for now. Take a moment just to settle in. Okay, palms can face up if you're looking to receive a little bit of energy. Maybe down on the knees if you're looking for some grounding. Maybe even at heart space. Really whatever resonates with you. And I ask that you open yourself up to new beginnings. Every time we step onto the mat, we are given a new opportunity to open our hearts and to set new intentions and goals. So take a moment here to set an intention for this little practice today, or for anything else that you are working on creating some energy for, or something you want to bring your focus to. Like Tony Robbins famously says, where focus goes, energy flows. So whatever you bring into your heart and your mind is where your energy will flow. Good. Just take a moment. And I want to invite you now to keep your hands either wherever you have them, or maybe to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And I just want you to notice. Maybe the eyes are even closed if that's comfortable for you. And everything I offer you is just a suggestion, so please take what serves you, leave what does not. But I want you just to notice your breath. Maybe even you just notice your heartbeat. Maybe it's racing because you were just running around. Maybe it's nice and slow because you're coming to your mat from a place of calm and peace. Whatever it is, notice it. Don't judge it. And let's take 3 full, really controlled breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So as you breathe in through the nose, filling all the way up, feel the chest and the belly rise. Fill up as far as you can, as full as you can. And open mouth slowly and with control. Start to breathe it all out. Make sure you exhale completely. Feel the belly start to come back to the spine. Chest start to lower. Inhale again. And exhale. Slowly releasing all of that breath until there's nothing left. Last full breath. Inhale. And slow, controlled, full exhale. Good. Let's take a nice upward salute by releasing these hands to the side and bringing them all the way out. Be mindful of your space. I'm about to hit a dresser. All the way out. Nice, slow, big stretch. Hands to prayer up overhead. And then slowly bringing them down through middle. Good. Hands come out to the sides. And since we've been sitting in this way for quite a few moments, let's just switch the cross of our legs. We tend to always cross with the same in front. So we're going to switch that up. Take a moment to get settled here. We're going to get into the neck a little bit, a place where we tend to store a lot of stress. So dropping your right ear to your right shoulder, making sure that the left ear is drawn away. The left shoulder is drawn away from the ear. Good. And feel this stretch right along the left side of your neck. Maybe closing the eyes. Just continuing to breathe naturally. And maybe this is enough for you and you're feeling a nice deep stretch here along the left side of the neck. But if you'd like to get a little bit deeper, you can take this right hand over the head, bending the arm. Right hand gently to the left ear or left temple. Just gently drawing the right ear closer to the right shoulder. As you draw the left shoulder away from there, maybe even taking a couple steps with the fingertips away from the body. Good. Make sure you're breathing, not holding any breath here. One more full breath. Good. Keeping the left hand exactly where it is. Let's release this hand variation, but arm's going to come straight up overhead. And we're going to take a nice, gentle side body stretch. So really grounding through your right sits bones as the right arm frames out the ear, and maybe even now walking that left hand farther away from the body. Don't go too far to the side that your hip starts to lift off the mat. If that happens, back off of the side body stretch. The focus now is along the right side body. Maybe even turning the gaze slightly up and off that right arm. Good, reaching a little further for one more full breath. Good, using the core to come up through center, right arm back down by the side. And we're going to get into the other side of the neck by dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Really draw the right shoulder away from the ear. Fingertips gently out to the side. Knees nice and relaxed and open. Good, again, and maybe you stay right here if that feels okay. Or you could bend that left arm, left hand to the right temple or right ear as you gently just assist this stretch, getting that left ear closer to the left shoulder. And maybe even just gently walking those fingertips out to the right. Neck is this part of the body where many people tend to store a lot of stress and tightness. So just focusing on that by itself for just one more full breath. Good. Keeping the right fingertips out to the side. Release this hand grip if you have it. Arm reaches straight up, and then we take it to the right. Walking the right fingertips out to the side. Left arm frames out the ear, maybe gazing off that left bicep. Really grounding through your left sits bones. That's your glutes, your hip in the back, really rooted into your mat or onto your floor. See if you can take it a little bit further, stretching out the left side body. Good. One more full breath. Find your fullest expression. That's your deepest variation. And then lifting from the core, coming back center, left arm comes down by the side. Maybe you let's take a couple shrugs with the shoulders up into the ears and roll them down the back. Maybe you go one at a time. Nice. Taking whatever movements feel good for you here. Maybe taking a roll forward. Good. And one more stretch while we're in this seated posture. We're just going to open the knees slightly. I'm going to back up so you can see me. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Knees drop out to the side. Maybe reaching for the feet for a little assist with the grip here. And think about drawing the knees out and open like you're opening the pages of a book. Right, there's my ELA reference for you in our yoga practice today. Good. If this is too much for you, you can just bring the feet a little bit further away from the body. The closer they are to the body, the more intensely you'll feel this through the inner thighs, those adductors. There you go. Now one slight variation if you choose to take it, really focusing on our heart space today, drawing it a little bit closer to the feet as you gently fold forward. Maybe you'll get that chest space closer to your feet. Maybe you won't move at all. Maybe you'll move just a couple, maybe centimeters or inches like I did. Keeping a flat spine, relaxing your face, and continuing to breathe. Good. One more. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Maybe you're feeling this in the outer part of your hips as well. Another area notorious for tightness and tension. Good. Slowly and with control, release any hand grip you have as the top body comes back center. We're just going to cross legs. Doesn't matter which one's in front as we come over the knees onto all fours into our tabletop pose. Just backing up so you can see me. My fingers, it looks like are getting cut off, but that's okay. You guys get the idea. I'll even give you a quick side view. And you can see knees are in a straight line underneath the hips. Wrists are in a straight line underneath the shoulders. Good, and we're going to get into the spine a little bit here. I think I'm going to stay sideways. I'm going to pick up the shirt so you can see me. And we're going to move through some cat-cows. And one of the most important things in yoga practice is that we move with our breath. So as you inhale, let's drop the belly so you're arching the spine, lifting the gaze, maybe even tucking the toes. This is our cow pose. And on your exhale, untuck the toes, really press through your palms as you round your spine high to the sky and your gaze comes inward. Good. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tuck the toes. Exhale, untuck the toes, press through the palms, round the spine high to the sky. One more time at your own pace with your own breath. Good. Finding our cow. And then finding our cat. Angry cat like on Halloween. Moving the spine in both directions, meeting back in that neutral tabletop. I'm going to give you a side view and then I'm going to turn around. You're going to keep your lower body and midsection really exactly as it is as you start to walk the hands forward toward the top of your mat as you lower your heart space to the mat, keeping the hips away from the heels, maybe coming to the forehead. If you're really open through the back or you're nice and warm, maybe coming to the chin. If that's too much, you can stay here and hover. This is our puppy pose. So if you have a dog, you know why it got its name. It's a common stretch, right, for the dogs when they get up, especially those big dogs. Good. If this is too much, you can come to your belly at any time. If you're still here with me, we're going to take 2 more breaths. Really big letting go pose here, really big heart opener here. That's what we're working on today. And then slowly we're going to start to shimmy forward onto our bellies, coming onto our forearms. Again, I'm going to try just so you can see me. I might hit my wall back here. Coming all the way onto the belly. Give you the side view here again once more into our Sphinx pose. There we go. So nice gentle arch of the spine. Arms are in a number 11. That is our Sphinx. It's a nice gentle back bend here. Good. Now, if you want to try to take this just a little bit further to see how it feels, spread the fingertips, press through the palms as you lift the top body, maybe even tilt the head toward the back, close the eyes, shoulders away from the ears. Legs are extended long behind me, toes are untucked, which means the top of my feet are connected to the mat. Good, and then let's gently lower back down to the forearms. We're going to come into a little bit of a hip opener, a half frog here. So I'm going to bend my right leg. We're getting into our math analogies here. We're going for that 90-degree angle, or our football. It's football weekend. Football goalpost. Knee in a straight line out from the hip. Ankle in a straight line down from the knee. Toe facing out. Now you can stay here in the Sphinx hybrid if you're really looking for some relaxation. Come to your left cheek as your arms come to cactus, which is our football goalpost, and just settle in for a couple of breaths. Left leg is extended long behind you with the toes untucked. Eyes can close and just think about getting your right hip flexor closer to your mat. And take 2 full inhales and exhales. Moving really slowly today. Treating our bodies kindly. Focusing on our breath. Let's bring that right leg back to meet the left. We'll come back to that number 11 with the forearms, finding our Sphinx once more. And then we'll bring that left leg to the side, that nice 90-degree angle again. Toes facing the side, you can even check. Knee straight line out from the hip. Ankle straight line down from the knee. And maybe you stay here for a couple of breaths, really trying to mirror what you did on the first side. If you are really craving that lowering, that more restorative variation, you can come into it at any time by, again, bringing those arms out to cactus, or 90-degree angles, and this time right cheek to the mat, maybe closing the eyes. Settling in for a few breaths. Feeling that heart space connected to the earth. Feeling nice and relaxed and restored while we are on our bellies. Maybe even feeling the heartbeat here. Feeling the breath as you inhale and exhale. Gonna get in that left hip flexor as close as you can to the earth for one more. Good, let's extend that left leg back out to meet the right, coming back center with the top body. Pressing through the palms just to lift up. We're actually going to sink it back to a child's pose. So you can keep the knees together nice and close. Or if you want to get to the hips a little bit more, knees come out, mats with distance, toes together to touch. You can kind of see that here. as you sink your hips, your sits bones back towards your heels, and you start to walk the arms forward. Again, maybe forehead comes to the mat. If this is too much on the shoulders or our top body, you can bring a bend into the arms, forearms to the mat. Think about extending the hands forward, driving the hips back. Good. Don't hold your breath. Maybe a couple gentle rocks side to side on the forehead, massaging that third eye space. One more full breath here. And then we're going to come up to our tabletop once more. Nice neutral spine. Again, fingertips nice and spread. Good, and we're going to get into the shoulder space a little bit. We're going to inhale that right arm up high to the sky. Good, and as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle, but we're not coming onto the shoulder. We're just going to thread it through, like we're reaching through, getting a nice stretch, a little spinal twist. See that palm off to your left. Inhale, arm back up high to the sky. Gaze will follow slowly. We'll do that 2 more times. Good. And exhale as you reach through. Inhale as you bring it back up. Gaze is following that right hand. 1 more time. Make it your deepest yet. Feeling the body start to kind of build a little bit of heat. And as you release out of the 3rd time, keep that right arm lifted. Left toes come out to the side like a little kickstand. My left palm's nice and spread. You can't really see it, so I'm going to give you a different view here. There we go. And we're going to stack hips and shoulders coming into a modified side plank. Good. So here our shoulders are stacked, our hips are stacked. Good. And I just want to take a couple of breaths here and give you an option for some movement. Maybe you circle out that shoulder. Good. Maybe you come for a half bind, so the top of the hand to the low back as you really open the heart space. Maybe you're in the mood for a little bit of balance by lifting the right toes off the earth. There you go. Maybe dropping that right forearm. So taking any, all, none of these options, whatever serves you best in this modified side plank. You're here for 2 more breaths, so take whatever you want, leave what you don't. Good. And then we'll slowly lower back into our neutral tabletop. Good. This time we'll inhale the left arm up high to the sky, gaze follows. As you exhale, thread that needle, follow the hand with your gaze. Nice little twist from the core. Inhale it back up. We do that 2 more times. Exhale, thread it. We're not coming onto the shoulder today. Good. Inhale it back up. Final time. Exhale, breath brings you down. Inhale brings you back up to the top. Arm stays lifted, right toes out to the side like a kickstand. This palm's nice and spread. I'll back up a little so you can see it. And then this time the left foot steps to the back. Here is that line. You can see from this angle, everything is stacked. Imagine me being up against the wall. I'll move so you can get the full view. Here we go. In our modified side plank. And again, taking whatever movements serve you here. Maybe you circle out that arm if you did so on the first side. Trying to mirror what we do on side 1. Recognizing we are not symmetrical beings. It might not feel the same. It might not look the same. It doesn't matter. You're probably home by yourself. Who cares what it looks like? Just think about how it feels. Good. I gave you that option for that half bind. So top of the palm to the back as you really consciously open that chest space. Stacking shoulders. Good. Maybe you took the variation with the arm extended or the leg lifted. Wherever you are, you have 2 full breaths to explore this pose. See what feels good, take it, leave what does not. Good. Final breath. And then we'll make our way back to our tabletop pose. Before we lift our hips into a downward facing dog, let's tuck the toes and just sit the sits bones back towards the heels a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but feet in shoes all day, walking around, running, whatever else it is you do, I get a really big, juicy stretch along my Achilles, so the back of my heel, along my arches and the bottom of my feet. It always feels good. And then keeping the toes tucked, I'll start with the side view and then I'm going to come to the full length of my mat. Make sure your hands are nice and spread out and you're going to start to lift your hips as you lower your heels, finding a downward facing dog. So I'm making this big upside down V shape with my body. Head is in line with my spine. Trying to get the heels closer to the earth as I lift my hips and gently pressing through the palms to melt my chest back towards my thighs. Okay, it's an inversion. Our head is below our heart. Maybe pedaling out the feet by bending one foot at a time. Maybe a gentle shake of the head, yes or no. Taking whatever movements you need in your downward facing dog in hopes of finding a little bit of comfort here. Maybe there's a little bit of a different view if you need it. And from our downward facing dog, one really small, slow step at a time. Feet are gonna walk toward the hands. Hands stay planted, meeting in a forward fold. So forward fold, top body's hanging heavy. Legs are straight, but they don't need to be locked out. You can have a little bit of a micro bend. Really think about lifting the hips as you ground through the heels, really stretching the whole back of that body, the posterior chain. Head is hanging heavy. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. That means I'm not looking up. I'm gazing down if my eyes are even open. Letting gravity do the work here as we open up through the back body. Good. Our next inhale breath, we're going to take a halfway lift. So palms are going to come to the shins. Create a little bit of space. And as you exhale, fold back into that space that you just created. Good. Next inhale breath, very slowly and mindfully, we're going to come to stand one vertebrae at a time. Head will be the last thing to lift. You might lose me on your view, so I'm going to back up just slightly. I'm in a small space today. So slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Start to rise to stand. Oh, my head's going to get cut off. That's okay. Good. Inhale, arms come all the way out and up overhead. And then hands are going to come through to heart space. Let's interlace our hands behind the back. If you can't fully interlace them, sometimes I just grab for a finger. And I'm going to just come to the knees. I want you guys standing just so you can see me as I really draw the shoulders down and back. So the hands are coming down the low back space, opening that heart space. Drawing the shoulder blades together, maybe gentle tip of the head back as you gaze up. Good, let's release that. We're going to interlace the hands behind our head. Again, you guys are standing. I'm just giving you this visual because I'm getting cut off on my iPad here in my bedroom. All right, take a nice inhale. Really open the elbows. Interlace the hands behind the head. Suck in that belly toward the spine. Take an inhale breath, and we're going to take a nice side body stretch to the right, gazing off that left elbow. Really grounding through here. If you stand up here, really grounding through both feet here, especially that left one, making sure it's not lifting. Good. Inhale breath brings us back through center. Exhale it out to the second side. Side body stretch. We're leaning to the left, gazing off the right, feeling a stretch along the right side body. All those little intercostal muscles, the ones that go through our ribs and help us with our breathing. Showing them a little bit of love. Good, coming back center. Again, I'm just lowering so you can see me. Maybe a gentle back bend as you really shine your heart. And then keeping the hand variation as it is, slowly folding forward. Elbows come in, drawing the top body closer to the bottom body. Maybe you keep this hand variation, maybe you release it to the mat. Whatever variation you have, we have 2 more breaths here in this forward fold. So inhale for 1. And exhale. Get a little deeper in your fold as you breathe out. Inhale for 2. And exhale. Good. Let's heel toe our feet to the outer edges of the mat. We're still in this forward fold. And let's grab for opposite elbows. Maybe a gentle sway side to side. This is a wide leg forward fold. With this arm variation, it's our ragdoll, so inviting a little bit of movement. If that doesn't feel great for you, maybe just hanging and not moving. Maybe stillness is what you and your body need today. Only you know that. So listen to your body and honor what it wants to do and honor what it doesn't want to do. Good. If you have this hand variation, releasing it, we're going to take a little twist here. Let's bring a deep bend into the right knee. Right hand plants in front of it. Left hand peels up to the sky. Gaze will follow. Gentle twist through the core. But as you exhale, let's bring that left hand down, straighten the right knee. Plant the left palm in front of the left foot as you bend that left foot. Right arm peels up high to the sky. Gaze follows. If looking up at that hand bothers your neck, you can always bring the gaze down to the left hand. But we're coming out of this now, so we'll straighten that left leg as the right hand plants down. Good. Take whatever movements or find some stillness that you need in this forward fold. And we're getting ready to bring it back to our mats. Not too much standing up today. So whenever you're ready, however you want to get there, we are going to come to sit. And with some nice grounding stretches here. So coming to your sits bones, taking a sip of water if you need to. Good, and we're gonna bring this left leg out to the side. We're gonna bring a bend into this right leg. Sole of the right foot can come to the inside of that left leg. It doesn't matter where it touches, whatever's comfortable for you. Try to draw that right knee away. Good. And let's bring that left hand, we were here before, behind the head as you gently start to get into the side body by bringing that left elbow toward the left thigh, right palm to the right knee, just to gently press it away. Good. Maybe the eyes are open, maybe they're closed. Taking a couple breaths here. If you're feeling really open or you have more of an advanced practice and you want to fold the top body over that left leg, you're welcome to. We're just keeping things kind of chill, really focusing on opening that heart space today, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds, focusing on our breath. One more full breath here. Good. Coming back center, we're just going to switch the legs. So this time right leg will extend out. Left leg bends, left foot to the inside of the right leg. Same thing here, elbow, hand behind the head, bringing it to the thigh, left hand to that left knee as you gently press it open. Nice, gentle side body stretch, gentle heart opener. Good, gazing off that left shoulder or whatever feels good for you. Last full breath here. Good, let's come back center on our mat. Let's straighten the legs out in front of us. This is our staff pose. Good, let's inhale, the arms come out and up overhead, and moving with our breath as you exhale, gentle fold forward over straight legs. If you need to bend the legs, that's perfectly fine, right? You can bring a bend into the legs. Maybe palms come to the shins. Maybe they reach for the feet. So if they're at the feet, not only are you getting this nice hamstring stretch as you bring the heart space closer to the legs, but if you resist this, you might even feel a nice stretch through the shoulders and in the top body if you start to pull the top body back away from the feet. Wherever you are, you can close your eyes. Again, keeping the face relaxed, keeping the neck in line with your spine, trying to lead with your heart so we have a flat back. We don't want a big roundness in our fold. We want a flat back, shoulders away from the ears as we gently reach forward. Good. Final breath here. Make it count. Slowly lifting the top body. Head's the last thing to lift. And then from here, we are going to take a very slow lower to our back. So if you want to challenge the core a little bit, you can with me and take this really slowly and control it. If not, you can kind of just flop right down. Maybe even bending the knees, it makes it a little bit easier. Arms out in front. Make sure you're scooted toward the top of your mat. So as you start to descend back onto your back, you will be all the way on your mat. Good. Once you're there, if the legs are bent, straighten them out. So we're all the way lying down on our backs, closing the eyes. Palms can face up. Maybe they come back to your heart space and your belly. Feel your heartbeat now. Is it a little bit more increased? We didn't move too rigorously, but we got a little bit of movement in there. Might have been new for some people. Notice your breath. Again, we don't judge, we just notice. We can question with kindness, but no judgment. Good, taking a couple full breaths here. If this hand variation does not serve you, you're welcome to bring the arms out to the side. Again, palms up or down. And taking just a moment to find a comfortable variation on your back. So maybe the legs are out wide. Maybe they're a little more narrow. Maybe knees are bent with soles of the feet to the earth. All I really want you thinking about is finding a posture on your back, our Shavasana, our final rest, where you can find, and we're not going to be here long, but maybe 30 seconds, maybe 1 minute of absolute stillness aside from the breath. Good. When we find some stillness in the body, we hope that it leads to, I'll never say full stillness in the mind, but at least some calm, some quiet, some peace, some control in the thoughts that we allow to come in. Good. And as we notice thoughts coming in, not attaching to any of them, acknowledging them as always, trying to send them on their way to revisit at another place, another time. Good, taking a couple full deep breaths here in this final mindful moment of our practice together. Hopefully feeling grateful for your body, feeling a little better, feeling a little more relaxed and ready to tackle whatever it is that awaits you. Good, giving yourself permission to slow down, something we do, I should say we rarely do, we don't do nearly enough. Myself included. Good, take one final breath, make it your deepest yet. Let it all go. Good, bringing the legs together to touch, pointing the toes, extending the arms overhead if you have the space for a nice full body stretch. If you don't have the space, you can bend the arms and reach for opposite elbows, sucking in the belly toward the spine, feeling like you're being pulled in two opposite directions. That big morning stretch. Let's hug the knees in toward the chest, so bend the legs, wrap the arms around them, give yourself a nice little squeeze, little self-love, giving yourself a little hug here. And whenever you're ready, and there's no rush at all, we're going to roll over onto our right side, finding fetal pose. So curling up into a little ball, maybe using the arm for a pillow, keeping the eyes closed, moving nice and slowly and mindfully. Good. And then whenever you're ready, use that left hand to press yourself back up into a seated position. Good, kind of coming full circle where we started, just about a little over a half hour ago. All right, so taking a moment here, maybe closing the eyes if that feels okay for you. If it doesn't, you don't have to. You're home, no one will know, right? Good, I just want to thank you so much for joining me and knowing you can come back to this video at any time. You need a little movement, you need a little calm and quiet. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. It's always my pleasure. Remember that taking time for yourself and that self-love is never selfish. It's absolutely necessary, more so now than really ever. Keep strength in your body, peace in your mind, and love in your heart. Namaste. Thank you all. See you guys soon. Bye.